All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my fantasy draft. I'm really confused right now because where are the players? Where are the players? Where are the players? I can't find the players. Teams, players. Here we go. All right, it's my turn to draft. CeeDee Lamb is on the board. I'm gonna do. Oh man, this is tough. CeeDee Lamb's on the board. I'm gonna take Christian McCaffrey. All right, Christian McCaffrey with my first overall pick is a wrap. Anybody that's got a problem with that? All right, here we go. See the chance, Henry over Gibbs. Wow, this is so stressful. All right. Seven picks until my turn again. We got Nico Collins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Malik Neighbors, Drake London, Brian Thomas, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving. And then I'm supposed to be able to get my second pick at A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor. All right. Let's see who was just picked. Malik Neighbors. Then Nico Collins with the 12th pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown with the 13th pick. So Nico Collins going off the board 12th overall is surprising to me. We had Malik Neighbors go 11th overall. Fuck me. Beat Geno. Fuck. Bucky Irving's off the board. Bucky Irving's off the board. So when it comes back to me, we got Brian Thomas Jr., we got Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is a really good pick. Josh Jacobs is gone. Okay. I'm picking next. So Jonathan Taylor, Devon Achane. We got Devon Achane, RB6. And my pick is next. Where's Jonathan Taylor? Achane just got picked. Fuck. All right. We got Jonathan Taylor, Brian Thomas Jr. Got a lot of good running backs, but let's see. If I go Jonathan Taylor. All right, there's some good running backs, but is there anybody that's just like you have to have it? Right? How long? I have 59 seconds. See, 13. Where should I? Late second or early third. We're in the middle of the second. I'm going to go Drake London or Brian Thomas Jr. I'm going to take Brian Thomas Jr., I think. Yeah. I know. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor. Wow. Very stressful. God, God, I wanted Bucky Irving so bad. Jonathan Taylor. We got Jonathan Taylor, Drake London, A.J. Brown coming off the board here. And there goes Ladd McConkey. All right. Ladd McConkey. All right, let's see. All right. Lamar Jackson, Tyreek Hill. Now, who's going to fall to me? Who's going to fall to me? I like Davante Adams this year. Playing in a real offense with the Rams and Stafford, losing Cooper Kupp. People are going to be focused on Puka, Davante Adams. I think he could have a 1,000-yard season this year. So I like Davante Adams. I think it's Brock Bowers is off the board. So, okay, there goes that idea. And Jaden Daniels is off the board. Terry McLaurin will probably be my next pick. God, everybody I want is getting fucking picked. All right. I'm going to go with. All right. George Kittle has been really reliable. But I could get Evan Ingram later and get Josh Allen right now. And I like the idea of that a lot. But I also need a wide receiver. And Terry McLaurin on the board here. Oh, man. All right. We got Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, Chuba Hubbard. Now, by the time it comes back to me, is there going to be where are we projecting George Kittle this year? George Kittle's the third best fantasy tight end. But I think I need a wide receiver right now. Mike Evans is getting older. I'm going to go Terry McLaurin. Yeah. Terry McLaurin. Where's Terry McLaurin being ranked right now? $16th. Some people have him high as 15th best in the NFL. In a 12-team league, it's not a terrible pick. So I need to think about this because right now I got Terry McLaurin, Christian McCaffrey, and Jonathan Taylor. All right. I need another wide receiver. I need to start thinking about some late value. We got Golden out of Green Bay. Love that. What else? Now, who's going? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Late round, fantasy football, wide receiver, tight ends, running backs. Austin Eckler, Christian Kirk, Strange. I like Strange. Strange as a late round filler. But I might be able to even get him off waivers. Liam Cohen, if he can really elevate the now the winner of this league gets $2,000. So this is a really important draft, and I'm trying to think about this next pick because I'm supposed to be picking 1, 2, 3, and 4 picks. So JSN is supposed to be the number 1 receiver in Seattle this year. I'm going to get Xavier Worthy if he falls to me. I looked at the depth chart for the Kansas City Chiefs, and with Rashee Rice missing the first 6 games, everybody else on the team, including guys like Juju Smith-Schuster and Marquise Brown, these guys have been completely unreliable the last couple of years. So, and then you look at everything past that, and it's like undrafted free agents. Or they have another guy that the Patriots drafted in the 2nd round 4 years ago, and he's got 60 receiving yards in his career. They really have no options besides Xavier Worthy. And I'm not sure why Xavier Worthy is being projected all the way down here at 51. Now, I'm in a 12-person league, so 1, 2, the idea that I could skip him and get him later, I don't think it's a realistic opportunity for me. I'm drafting next. Mike Evans is still on the board. If he doesn't get picked, do I take Mike Evans over Xavier Worthy? Knowing Kansas City, that's all they got is Xavier Worthy. ESPN has Xavier Worthy ranked as the 22nd and Mike Evans at 19. But I also have a gut feeling that Xavier Worthy is just going to have a big year. And, I don't want to just stare at the board and get lost in the projections, I guess. But if Mike Evans doesn't get picked, and I pick him at 30. I mean, he's supposed to go at 32, and I get him at 42. Davante Adams is off the board. I'm next. If he doesn't get Davante Adams, I'm getting Xavier Worthy. I mean, if he doesn't get Mike Evans, if he doesn't get, yeah, I have to take Mike Evans here. I don't even want to, but I have to. God, I really wanted Xavier Worthy this year. Now I don't pick for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Maybe I could get him again. I don't know. We got JSN, DK Metcalf off the board. Whew. All right. 10 picks until my turn. So far, I got Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans, and Terry McLaurin. None of them have the same bye week, so we're doing good so far. I really, really want Travis Hunter. And if Xavier Worthy, David Montgomery is also just such a great option. Such a great option. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to get Travis Hunter. And there's a part of me that's like, why wouldn't you get David Montgomery instead of Travis Hunter? He's more... help me out in the chat. Xavier Worthy's still on the board too. And I'm picking Tony Pollard, Devontae Smith. 7 picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If people go down the board, Jalen Hurts at 35. Jalen Waddle comes off the board at 49. Five picks until my turn. It looks like it's shaping up for me to potentially land. Breece Hall also. You're gonna. Let's see. Who's the Jets OC? The New York Jets offense philosophy, led by coordinator Tanner Engstrand, is centered around playing fast, physical, and aggressive while emphasizing explosiveness. The team aims to be a strong running team. All right, a strong running team with Breece Hall's potential on the board may be too much to pass up. If Breece Hall's sitting here, this is a guy that just 1 year ago was being picked in the top 10. He has one bad season, drops to 50, new coaching staff, new philosophy. Fuck, because I really wanted Xavier Worthy as well. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, but you want the insurance, right? Because we can flex Breece Hall. And if CMC gets hurt, then we can put Breece Hall in as a starter and Breece Hall's off the fucking board. Okay. So now we got 2 picks until my turn. We got Garrett Wilson, who very talented wide receiver, but I just don't know how. I don't know how well Justin Fields going to get him the ball this year. And we got Garrett Wilson, 17th best wide receiver this year. All right. It's my turn. We got Xavier Worthy on the board, and I think that is the easy pick, right? Don't question it. You know this is what you need to do. I really wanted Travis Hunter, but I got to take Xavier Worthy. And I'm going to get Sam Laporta next time it comes around. All right. If you're joining us right now, this is a 12-team snake, not a mock draft. This is a real draft with $2,000 for the first place winner. And so far, my team consists of Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, and Xavier Worthy. Now, my goal here would be I think I might be able to get David Montgomery, which is unnecessary. I need to start thinking about Sam Laporta, but where's Evan Ingram? I think Evan Ingram is going to have a big year with if I could get Evan Ingram. Where's Evan Ingram being projected? This is crazy. Where's Evan Ingram? Did I miss him? Let's do this again. Evan Ingram. Holy crap. Where's... Well, let's see. Xavier Worthy, T-Mac is off the board. George Pickens is off the board. Let's go and sort this by tight ends. Sam Laporta, TJ Hockenson, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Tucker Kraft, Evan Ingram. Oh, here he is. Evan Ingram. Okay. So ADP going around 92. So if I could get Bo Nix and Evan Ingram, I think Bo Nix is going to have a top 5 year, and then Evan Ingram would give me the tight end quarterback duo, and I won't have to get Bo Nix until not this pick coming up, but my next pick. I will have to lock him down. And let's see what quarterbacks are available right now. So we got Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix are the next 2 quarterbacks. Now, I need to look at the roster of the people that have drafted and see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 people have gotten a quarterback. How do I get to players? What did I do? How do I get out of here? I want to go to my players. What the fuck did I do? How do I get to players? Players. Holy crap, I just freaked out. Okay. So I'm picking in 2 picks. All right. I got 2 picks and then I'm picking. I think now that I'm not handicapped to needing a tight end immediately because I know who I'm getting, I have a vision, a long-term vision. I think I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to say, do you want to take a chance on this? I mean, you lose this quarterback. You're going from a top 5 fantasy quarterback to you don't know. But I'm going to take the fucking chance and I'm going to draft Travis Hunter. Lord, please let him be there when it comes back to me. I need him to be there when it comes back to me. My next 2 picks. Well, I don't know if I'm going to go Evan Ingram with my second pick, but my next pick would be hopefully Bo Nix, and then Evan Ingram. I have a while. Let's see. No, that would be my next two picks: Bo Nix and Evan Ingram. I hope I can get away with it. So far, I got CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Terry McLaurin, Mike Evans, Xavier Worthy. I have Travis Hunter, who is a bench player as of right now. We'll see what Liam Cohen turns him into. I like his upside. I think he could very well become a starter, every single week, depending on, let's just see what he does week 1. He'll probably stay on my bench week 1, but we'll see. He had a really good camp. Everybody's saying that nobody can guard him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mahomes is off the board. Matthew Golden just got picked. 7 picks until my turn. Oh, God, why did I pick Travis Hunter? I'm an idiot. I'm buying accessories for a vehicle instead of getting a decent vehicle. It's the same thing Sean said when he drafted Nix was it a reach getting him? And he said it's not a reach because he knew who he was. I got so locked into the ADP that I thought I could get. I got cocky. But you got to take these chances at the same time. That's what it's about. It's about taking chances. Right? You got to take a couple chances. That's what we're doing here. We're taking a chance. And I have 5 picks until my turn. We're taking a chance. All right. He's got Lamar Jackson. He's got Jaden Daniels. He's got Mahomes. He's got Jalen Hurts. What the fuck? Worst team ever. He is the only person that doesn't have a quarterback. And that's my Uncle Wolf. I don't know if he would take Nix, but he might do it just to fuck with me. It's all right. There's plenty of good quarterbacks. If I lose out on that, I'll get another quarterback. And I need to start thinking about what it would be my plan if I lose out on him. I think Baker Mayfield would be a solid option. Kyler Murray, where I'm worried about it, can't stay healthy. You got Brock Purdy. 4 picks until my turn. Let's see. I like Jordan Mason a lot this year. Oh, God, I need a beer. Mary? The meatloaf! We want it now! Mark Andrews is off the board. Come on. All right. We got Evan Ingram. ADP is at 92. We're at 79. So I'm picking at 79. I'm picking again at 90. So my goal is to get a player with an ADP of 92 at 90. Hope it works out for me. I also like Deebo Samuel here. I don't know why Deebo Samuel is I mean, I know he deals with the injuries, but this is a low risk, high reward selection down here. Fuck you, you fucking bitch. I knew he was going to take Bo Nix, motherfucker. Fuck. Fuck. You gotta keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the game. Chris Olave, Roma Dunze, quarterback issue, Ricky Pearsall, like that. Need a tight end. And now that we're not dealing with the I still like Evan Ingram. We got Baker Mayfield. We got Deebo Samuel. I could get Jordan Mason here, but I think the best option is to get TJ Hockenson. I needed one more pick. I don't like these. I don't like this. God. Do I get Baker Mayfield? Fuck it. TJ Hockenson is going to be my starting tight end. I just didn't feel like any of these other players were worth the pick. TJ Hawkinson's on ESPN, the 5th ranked tight end. All right. We got the 5th ranked tight end. Man, I just needed one more fucking player, and I would have gotten Nix. God, I would have felt so good about that. I had it. I mean, the risk was like, obviously, my gut was almost right. I was one pick away. I was like, I might be able to get him again. And I did get Travis Hunter. I feel good about that. I got Travis Hunter and TJ Hockenson instead of Bo Nix. That's the reality. Well, I would have been able to get TJ Hockenson. I would have had Bo Nix and TJ Hockenson. Yep, that's way better than TJ Hockenson and Travis Hunter. I made a fucking mistake. We just have to overcome. Can't let it eat you alive. Like, it just sucks. The finality of it. It's not a mock draft. You know, this is your team all year. And I had been doing mock drafts, and you know, the computer it auto drafts, and you get used to like being able to get away with shit that you just can't get away with when people aren't auto drafting. Now, I still like Baker Mayfield. And let's look at according to ESPN, because Baker Mayfield's like on a tear, but he lost his OC. But Baker Mayfield's actually ranked higher than Bo Nix on ESPN. They got Baker Mayfield as the 7th highest rated quarterback. And some people even have Baker Mayfield as high as 8 or 6th. So to be able to get almost a top 5 quarterback here in the 8th round, that's something I would feel good about. But there's a part of me that feels like it's going to happen to me again, what just happened. I don't know. I mean, please, 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 if you're watching this, let me know in the chat. How do you feel about getting Baker Mayfield at 90? All right. In the 8th round, getting Baker Mayfield. How do you guys feel about that? Is that a good pick? Is that a good value? Or should I wait and not even worry about the quarterback and get Matthew Stafford, way later? Like I would love some feedback. I got 62 people watching right now. Please let me know in the live chat. You see my team: Terry McLaurin, I mean, no. I got Mike Evans. So the Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans thing, okay? That's a done deal. Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans, the duo. That's my plan. That's my plan. That's going to be the plan. Now it seems like there is 3 picks until my turn. Caleb Johnson is off the board. Now, I will feel a lot better about that if I get Baker Mayfield, because the Baker Mayfield to Mike Evans connection would be tight. I still think Bo Nix, I just like when there's a guy that's your quarterback in your mind, he's been my guy all off season. He's been my guy. Z-Mart, you fucker. Stop autocorrecting me. All right. It is my draft. What the fuck? Where? Open my tab. All right. What do we got? Baker Mayfield got picked. The pick before me again. How is that happening? I think Drake May is going to have a big year. I'm going to just say, fuck it. Where's Matthew Stafford? Let me see. What's the best value on the board? I'm just making a value pick here. Okay, we got Rome Odunze, Chris Olave, Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall? Yeah. That's our guy. Samuel, who do you think's going to get all these targets? Oh, God, I would have picked Deebo Samuel if I would have just calmed down for a second, but let it come back around. Let me get Deebo Samuel. You know what I like about the team, though, that I am building is that it's like, dude, you don't have a quarterback, yet you keep drafting bench players like Travis Hunter, Ricky Pearsall. And it's like, you know what I'm doing now? I'm letting the season play out, and I'm letting my roster tell me who to start. You know, Travis Hunter goes out and has a 20-point game week 1 and 18-point game week 2. Boom. I elevate him. If Ricky Pearsall is like doing better than, Xavier Worthy, I'll flex him. Like I'm going to let my bench kind of duke it out, and we'll see who rises to the top. I just don't understand. Like I wanted Nix. It comes all the way down to me. There's one guy picking in front of me and he takes Nix. Okay, I get that. So it'll be Baker Mayfield. That'll be my guy. Comes all the way back down. Pick right in front of me, Baker Mayfield. It's like, you can't make that up. So I say, fuck it. I'll go with Matthew Stafford. I think Stafford's going to have a big year. Right? No Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua. That defense is going to get the ball back. Jared Verse is going to be a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. They still have Brendan Fisk. I think their defense is going to be violent. I think the Rams are a sneaky Super Bowl contender, and all of that's only possible if Stafford has a big year, but I think Stafford could have a big year. So I see Stafford down here as the 22nd best quarterback. Down here with Cam Ward, I don't see it. And by the way, Tua Tagovailoa, is he down this low because he gets injured a lot? Or is he down this low because we're not predicting him to be a top QB. Because honestly, I think Jordan Love could have a big year. Why is Jordan Love 18th? Jordan Love had a bad year. He was injured all last season. But if you look at his 2024 stats, and he didn't even really get going until, 2023, didn't really get going until week 8, and he still finished with 4,200 yards, 32 touchdowns, only 11 picks. They add Micah Parsons on the defensive side. The Packers are going to get more turnovers. They're going to get the ball more. Hold on. No, I got one. Thank you. Familiar. So why is Jordan Love, considered a, not a top 10 quarterback? All right. I got 5 picks until my turn. Austin Eckler's off the board. Tua Tagovailoa off the board. So somebody was, I guess, feeling what I was just saying about Tua. All right. So that's going to have to be my plan here. My plan is probably going to just be Jordan Love. And if that's the case, I should draft Jayden Reed. That's what keeps happening. I'm like, I'll just draft Jayden Reed, and then my next pick I'll get Jordan Love, and then it doesn't work out. So it's like, you know what? Herbert being ranked above Jordan Love, it makes no sense. I mean, how many games last year did Justin Herbert have like 160 yards passing, 120 yards passing? Harbaugh is going to run the football a lot. Why is Jordan Love ranked underneath Herbert? We know what Herbert's capable of in a different offense, in a different scheme. I mean, does that make any sense to you guys? Why would and these are the experts saying, and if you're just going like quarterback for quarterback, I get it, but that's not what this is. This is fantasy football. We're not evaluating which quarterbacks are necessarily better. You know what I mean? Like we're analyzing who's going to have the better stats, the better numbers at the end of the year. And to say that you're going to put Herbert above Jordan Love this year, I don't get it. Really don't. Caleb Williams above Jordan Love? Why doesn't Caleb Williams get more than 5 wins? I don't get it. It's like it's a hype train. It's a hype train. He hasn't proven anything. Brian Robinson Jr. off the board, who was recently traded to the 49ers. So far, I got Christian McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor, TJ Hockenson, Xavier Worthy, Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin, Travis Hunter, and Ricky Pearsall. Love the young receiver. I like the youth of my team. Young players tend to stay healthy. Also, young players that tend to be high-value picks. So here we are on the board. I'm picking at 103. Now, everybody at this point, let me just see really quick. All right, this guy has Baker, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray. Geno 911 has no quarterback. Then we got Joe Burrow, no quarterback. Geno no quarterback. Kyler Murray. Okay, so there's one guy that doesn't have a quarterback. Now, there's Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Justin Fields, all ranked above Jordan Love. So I'm going to take a chance again that this guy doesn't go down the board and pick Jordan Love. And instead, I'm going to take the best value here. So we got Jacoby Myers, not interested. Dak Prescott, Not interested. Braylon Allen, running back, not really interested. I think I should go. Let's see. I have 15 seconds to make a decision. I'm going to go Tootin at 109. No, don't get cute. Just get your fucking quarterback. All right. I felt like I didn't need to do that, but for all I know, this guy was going to do that, and then I really didn't like the options. In a world where Jordan Love was off the board and it came back to me, I didn't want to have to go with Dak Prescott. Why do I keep missing that Deebo Samuel's on the board? I swear to God, every time I draft, I realize that Deebo Samuel's on the board, and it's driving me insane because I would have picked him. I like the fact that Ramondre Stevenson's on the board. I like Jayden Reed now that Jayden Reed has a lot of upside. In 2023, you look at when Jordan Love flipped that switch, Jayden Reed was a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. And because of that, going into last year, Jayden Reed was picked way higher because it was like, that's his guy. That's the Deebo Samuel, the X factor, the Joker on the offense. And it just never happened last year. But also, like, the Packers offense in general didn't really happen last year. So I think you could get really good value for Jayden Reed if you see some of that late season 2023 magic kind of start to happen again this year. I also think Dalton Kincaid is a really good value pick down here. And that goes along too with Keon Coleman being available. Keon Coleman is, Buffalo's number 1 wide receiver. That's what he was drafted to be. Does he take a step? Let's see. Let's see real quick. Keon Coleman, year 2 leap, ? Yes, Keon Coleman wears 2 mouth guards. What? Okay, let me be more precise. Will Keon Coleman make a year 2 leap? Yes, the consensus among NFL analysts that Keon Coleman is poised for a significant year 2 leap with the Buffalo Bills due to his improved physical strength, a stronger grasp of the NFL game, and an increased familiarity with quarterback Josh Allen. Analysts like Bucky Brooks have named him to an all-breakout team, highlighting his tools and typical pattern of significant growth occurring between players' first and second seasons. He's expected to become a more consistent playmaker, especially in the red zone, in one-on-one situations, solidifying his role as a key weapon for the Bills' offense. I think I like Keon Coleman. That's a good value pick. I like Jayden Reed. All right, so let's write it down so we're not sloppy about it. So we got Jayden Reed, Keon Coleman, Ramondre Stevenson, I like. Especially, I mean, look at Derrick Henry, that breakout. Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to run the football. I think Ramondre Stevenson, like last year, we had him. I was like, he could be a top 5 fantasy running back. And then the Patriots have a down year. And then this year, here he is sleeping at 116. We can't just take last season data and just apply it to this year. We've seen Ramondre Stevenson have 18, 20 points every single week. That's why he got the big contract he had. He was a 3-down back, a workhorse. They got their guy. They felt like they had one of the best running backs in the NFL. They paid him a 4-year deal. And now, because of one bad season, he's all the way down here at 116. And this is when people win their fantasy football drafts. It's down here. It's not with your top picks. It's recognizing these type of things. Now, could I draft Ramondre Stevenson and he has a year like he had last year? Absolutely, he could. But the fact that the boom potential launches him to a top 5 running back is worth the risk. I'm hearing good things too about Tootin, Bashal Tootin. 4 picks until my turn. And he picked Dak Prescott. Now I got Jordan Love. And with Jordan Love, Juwan Jennings dealing with an injury. I'm not touching that. So with Jordan Love, I think Jayden Reed would be my next pick. Jayden Reed. I think Jayden Reed's the best pick on the board right now. And remember, too, Rachaad White, who was the running back, rookie running back before they drafted Bucky Irving. Bucky Irving took over, obviously, but if he gets injured, Rachaad White is going to be the obvious starting running back. So that could be a good insurance piece. But with Dalton Kincaid, I like Kincaid on the board too. Kincaid on the board. I might want to do that. Also, Colston Loveland. I like that pick because you look at Ben Johnson with TJ Hockenson, draft Sam Laporta, turn Sam Laporta into the best tight end in 2023, and then comes to Chicago and says, hey, I need a Sam Laporta, and he drafts Colston Loveland. I don't have a ton of faith, though, in Caleb Williams. That's the only issue. Is Caleb Williams Jared Goff? Not even close. Not right now, he's not. So let's take a look. With Jordan Love being picked, Jayden Reed, Keon Coleman, Ramondre Stevenson, Dalton Kincaid. And between those 4, who am I going to go with? My tight end is TJ Hockenson. So Dalton Kincaid might be the best pick. I think Dalton Kincaid could have a massive year. And let's take a look where Dalton Kincaid is ranked on ESPN's fantasy football rankings. Dalton Kincaid is ranked 15th, top 15. If there's an injury to Hockenson, which is not, it's not that. Now let's take a look. Jayden Reed's still on the board. Should I take Jayden Reed or Dalton Kincaid? Well, the fact that I have Travis Hunter and Ricky Pearsall tells me that I should be taking a tight end here. And I got 45 seconds. I wish I had 5 minutes or at least 3. Braylon Allen, not really interested in that. Shakir, Rashid, Shaheed, Tootin, Jayden Reed. Jayden Reed with the combo. I know it's gonna look like I reached on the board. I don't give a fuck. I'm taking Dalton. I want insurance. I don't want to be the guy that's on the waiver wire looking for a tight end that I know is not going to go and get me some big numbers. Now, Luther Burden, I am interested in Luther Burden. Now, just in case the Bears offense does click, I'm getting Colston Loveland or Luther Burden. I would rather have Colston Loveland, but I just decided to go with Kincaid as my tight end insurance. So because of that, the next pick, if I'm lucky enough, let's see, Jacoby Myers, Ramondre Stevenson came off the board. Najee Harris just came off the board. So we got, let's look at the running backs available right now. Tank Bigsby and Tootin. All right, Dylan Sampson, Rashad White, Tyjae Spears. You know, where is J.K. Dobbins? Is J.K. Dobbins on the board? J.K. Dobbins. Was J.K. Dobbins picked? Damn. Somebody picked J.K. Dobbins. They must have needed a running back. Unless he's down here. Let me just search J.K. Dobbins. Now show drafted, I guess. Why won't it tell me if he was picked? Is that why he's grayed out? Because he was picked? Let me just look at the other teams. J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins. It's your turn to draft? Holy shit. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. All right. Jayden Reed. Easy. We had Jayden Reed, Keon Coleman, who Keon Coleman is no longer on the board, right? Yeah, Keon Coleman came off the board. Where? Wait, I don't think Keon Coleman came off the board. Josh Downs, Jayden Reed, Christian Kirk. Holy shit. One of these candles just almost blew up. I got to blow that shit out. Now we're picking at 127. We got Jayden Reed, whose ADP was at 110. Holy shit. That was dangerous. All right, so we got Travis Hunter, Ricky Pearsall, Dalton Kincaid, and Jayden Reed on the bench. I kind of like that. I'm liking my draft, which means I'm going to get an F. All right. So here we go. My next pick. I'm going to be the first one to do it. If it comes back to me, this is where we're going. I don't even want to click on it because as soon as I click on it and look at it, somebody picks it right before me. And I'm not letting that happen again. I'm not letting it happen. Honestly, I have a squad. This is a squad. Look at this. Week 5, week 12, week 9, week 14, week 11, week 6, week 10, week 8, week 14, week 7, week 5. I've somehow managed to not have a single duplicate bye week besides Ricky Pearsall and Christian McCaffrey, which that doesn't even matter. But I just realized something that does matter is that I don't have a running back for CMC's bye week, week 14. I'm going to need a running back. 7 picks until my turn. Let's see. What kind of value can I get at running back? I do have some sleepers. One of my sleepers was Brenton Strange. I thought he could be a sneaky producer if Liam Cohen elevates the Jaguars offense. Round 2 pick entering year 3. He's tight end 14 in yards per route run in 2024 out of 37 qualifiers. Somebody you can get really late. All right. Philadelphia's defense just came out the board. That's what I was terrified of. It's weird. I'm like it's like right when I'm like, okay, I'm going to be the first one to take a defense, and that's why being at 6 is it's in the middle. It's like 6 picks before me is when it starts. Now there's 4 picks until my turn. Tank Bigsby comes off the board. There's no sense in staring at the people getting picked because it's just going to drive me crazy. I know. All right, let's see here. All right. Let's see what kind of running backs we can get. I'm looking for some late round sleepers. All right. Dylan Sampson, 4th round rookie out of Tennessee, not viewed as possessing much upside in the fantasy community following the draft, as the Browns selected their RB1 in the future, Quinshawn Judkins, early in the 2nd round. However, with Judkins still unsigned following his arrest for domestic assault, Sampson actually has the clear path to take over the RB1 job in Cleveland, which is really all you could ask for as a backup. And, Sampson, where here he is, Dylan Sampson. ADP is 129. I want to get Sampson, but here's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm going, if I can, I'm gonna take Denver's defense. Now, if Denver's defense comes off the board, I'll take Sampson. But my goal here with this next pick is to take the Denver Broncos defense. Houston's defense is off the board. Fuck! 2 picks until my turn. I know, too, my fucking uncle is picking like right before me, and I know that he's fucking with me. Oh, but this time he picks right after me, so it's going this way. So he can't fuck with me this time. So I need John's crazy team, who doesn't have a defense, and first place doesn't have a defense. So I got 2 guys that don't have it. John took Ferguson. John took Jake Ferguson. So first place. This is the last guy. All right. I just need him not to take the defense. I just need him to just come on. One time, let me not get fucked the pick before I pick. Just give me the Broncos defense, please. Wait, the Broncos defense has been picked already? Who? Fuck! I like Minnesota's defense with Brian Flores. God. I'm going to have to make some trades. You got Buffalo's defense. I don't even know if I care that much. $172. I can't go for a defense right now. I'm going to get Sampson. He's going to be the RB1. Cleveland rookie running back Dylan Sampson did not figure to have a significant role in his debut season after being selected in the 4th round. However, early in the offseason, Jukins was arrested for a domestic assault. While his prosecutor dropped the charge, Jukins has yet to sign his rookie contract and has remained away from the team throughout the entire preseason. As a result, Sampson has been given ample opportunities to play alongside first team, which has significantly increased his share of playing time. Jerome Ford has also been given opportunities with the starting lineup, but seeing Sampson receive the first carry in their preseason finale suggests he might have the slight edge in this running back committee. Let's see some of these highlights on YouTube real quick. Dylan Sampson. All right. I like that. Okay, he catches, breaks tackles. I'm looking at Joe Flacco, him with the number ones. That's a good broken tackle. I'm looking at his highlights against the Carolina Panthers. This is Dylan Sampson. Seven picks until my turn. All right, let's see. Let's take a look at this board. We can dick around with highlights later. All right. So, Dylan Sampson. I like that. I like that pick. All right. Let's see. Trevor Lawrence. Now, he's been difficult to trust throughout his career, but during his rookie season, he struggled. 12 touchdowns, 17 picks, but in 2022 and 2023, he had back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons and had a cumulative 46 touchdowns to 22 interceptions over the stretch. Now in 2025, he battled a bunch of injuries. He was only able to appear in 10 games, and because of that, he only threw 2,045 yards, and his ADP has plummeted. But now he's got Liam Cohen. Now he's got Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr. I think I want some Travis Hunter. Some Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is a guy that I want to roster. Not next, but just before it's over. And I think I feel good about that. Now let's see. Trevor Lawrence's ADP's at 132, between 127 and 132. So, I'm picking at 151 next. I think Trevor Lawrence would be a smart backup. Let's make sure he doesn't have a week 5 bye week. Bye week is week 8. Solid. Hey, I need gonna need a quarterback that week anyway. So okay, we got Rashad White, Rashad Bateman. Let's see. Joe Mixon. Now, what's going on with Joe Mixon? Joe Mixon IR injury update. Yeah, Joe Mixon is out for at least the first 4 games as he was on. Holy shit, I can draft Joe Mixon. There's some doubt whether he will suit up this season at all. The injury was confirmed to be related to his ankle. He said, we'll see. We'll take it one day at a time. Nick Chubb and Dameon Pierce will see the workload however long Mixon's out. Tank down. Okay, what's really going on with Joe Mixon? That is, it's an ankle injury. What's going on with this? What is his ankle? Why has the team been tight-lipped about the specifics of the injury? and how it occurred. Are they allowed to do that? I need to know if this. All right. Well, I guess I'll take the upside. I'll take the upside. I mean, expert rank 161. What if he plays? What if he comes back week 5 and he's a starting running back for the whole season? And I picked him in the 13th round. ADP 87. What do you guys think? Yeah, he's injured. Okay, that's fine. I don't need him to start. Yeah, let's. Oh, Jalen Wright's on the board too. What's Jalen Wright's injury? Not practicing Monday. Fuck. Come on. He's expected to be good in his second season. Their experts predict a breakout year. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Isaac Urinardo is on the board too. Let's go with Jalen Wright. Let's get him. God, that was hard. But I'm like, I love Isaac Urando, but CMC, and then they bring in Brian Thomas Jr., and I was like, oh, that's a lot of people. So I just decided, look, if it was like Isaac Urinardo and Jalen Wright are both going to be starting running backs, I would take Isaac Urando. But I think he's in a much more crowded running back situation than Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright. At this point, ADP doesn't matter. They have no idea. It's just everyone's best guess. So don't even get caught up on this. So I need a kicker and a defense. I pretty much just gave up on my defense. I want Jonnu Smith. That's gonna be another pick. Brandon Aubrey, isn't he just like 1 year removed from being? Wait, Marvin Mims was on the board? I swear to God, I thought he was picked. Marvin Mims was on the board? Also, what's up with DeAndre Hopkins in Baltimore this year? That's intriguing. Adam Thielen going back to Minnesota. The quarterback's what messes that up. I'm gonna pick up Luther Burden with my next pick. I'm gonna go. Luther Burden, and I'm gonna go into the season, and they're gonna be like, "Wait, Kyle, you don't have a kicker." I'm gonna have to try to make some trades. Let's see. I don't think it'll even let me draft a wide receiver. It'll be like, dude, you have to take a kicker or a defense. Now, my late round fantasy right, I'm in a 12-team league, so the Rams are the 12th best defense they're saying. So the Rams aren't an option. Who's after the Rams? New England Patriots. Los Angeles Rams. No, they are. ADP 140, expert ranks at 212. The Rams defense, I think, could be good this year with Jared Verse taking a jump. The Rams defense on Fantasy Pros is tier 3, 12th best in the league, but Yahoo has them at like 27th. The Rams might have been the defense 13 in fantasy points per game overall last year, but that doesn't tell the entire story. Last season in week 7 through 18, they were the 5th best defense in fantasy points per game. The Rams had the 3rd highest quarterback hurry rate, despite finishing with the 11th lowest sack total. They're bound to see regression in that category this season if they can get after the quarterback again in 2025. Wow. Yeah, last season they had 12 points against the Niners, 9 points against the Jets, 14 points against Arizona. They really started to click, and they would have been a much better defense if they didn't have the -3 against Philly. Now, I feel like the Rams, I feel kind of good about going in with the Rams, but let me continue to explore some other options. So we got, they got the Chicago Bears at number 20, the Rams at 12. Fantasy has the Bears as the best available defense, and the Rams are literally 15 defenses down the board. So the discrepancy is huge, but overall, I feel like the Rams are going to be good this year. And like, let me see something. The Rams defensive coordinator is Chris Shula. He's the defensive coordinator for the Rams since 2024, a total of 2 years. The team's made it to the playoffs one time. He had a 1-1 record. Is he a good defensive coordinator? They ranked him the 26th best coordinator. The Rams have enticing young talent, but it hasn't all come together. But what if it does this year? Let's do it this way. Will the Rams have a good defense in 2025? Because it'll tell me their draft picks if I ask. Let's see. There's a strong reason to believe the Rams will have a good defense in 2025. I got 1 minute and 24 seconds to finish this Rams rabbit hole. The defensive line is dominant. Jared Verse, Kobe Turner, Brian Young, Brennan Fisk. The pass rush showed its potential late in the 2024 season, tying an NFL playoff record with 9 sacks. I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I know Tampa Bay would be the safest choice, but I'm rolling the dice. I'm rolling the mother-loving dice here, and I'm taking the Rams. Holy shit, they drafted the Rams defense. They have to be watching this. One pick before me, he went down the board 15 fucking defenses and took the Rams. How is this happening to me? The Giants are going to have a really good defense. That might be one of the best defensive lines in the country. Fuck! Also, San Francisco's defense with Saleh coming back. Let's do that. How does that keep happening? I swear, I'm drafting with people that are in this fucking... They have to be watching the stream. Bo Nix, Jordan Love, the Rams defense. That was that was definitely the cherry on top. I'm like, who wants the Rams defense? I barely wanted the Rams defense. All right. Let's see. Need a kicker. Aubrey, Dicker, Bates, Will Lutz. Let's see who's available. Young Hoku. Will Lutz is available. It's funny because like Will Lutz is all the way down here. And I go to fantasy football rankings, fantasypros.com, and Will Lutz is the 4th ranked kicker. I mean, you talk about, I should look at my other positions. Where do they have Christian McCaffrey? 6th best running back. They have Genty above CMC. Press X to doubt. Let's see wide receivers. They got Mike Evans 12th. They have Jonathan Taylor at 7th, which is pretty cool because I got CMC and Jonathan Taylor, which is like I got the 6th and 7th. I got 2 top 10 running backs. I wanted Bucky Irving, but somebody took him, so I took Jonathan Taylor. But Fantasy Pros says that Jonathan Taylor is going to have a better year. So, and then I got, according to them, I got the 12th best wide receiver in Mike Evans, and then the 18th best receiver in Terry McLaurin. And then I got the 23rd best receiver with Xavier Worthy. And then I get the 31st with Travis Hunter, who's in tier 5 with Ricky Pearsall at 32. One underneath Travis Hunter at 31. Both tier 5. So I was able to get both of them. Kind of like Deebo Samuel, he was in tier 6, 38th ranked wide receiver. I still don't understand what's going on with Deebo being this low. Are we just wondering if it's, I don't know. I really don't. But luckily for me, I decided that I wasn't going to get cute, and I got Jordan Love. Right? Baker Mayfield. That's the one that happened. I was getting ready to get Baker Mayfield because I had Mike Evans, and boom, Baker Mayfield comes off the board. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me. So all I need right now is a kicker. I'm going to get Will Lutz. Oh my God. One pick before me, he picked Will Lutz. How the fuck could that be? He's watching the stream. You're a fucking loser for watching this. Not you guys. He knows who he is. Will Rickard didn't miss a field goal last year. Tyler Bass. I don't know how I feel about Baltimore's new kicker. Young Hoku is very reliable. All right, let's go back to the kickers and see what we got. So we got Will Lutz. They're saying next best after that would be Chase McLaughlin. So we got Young Hoku. Joshua Cardi is the 16th best. Come on. Where's Young Hoku? 13th? Tyler Bass is 10th with Buffalo. We're going to go Tyler Bass. Tyler Bass was the best available because Buffalo's going to get in field goal range a lot. They're going to score a lot of touchdowns. That's what they do. I kind of liked Young Hoku because he's just clutch. He's got a good leg on him, but Young Hoku was the 13th ranked kicker and Tyler Bass was 10th. So how is that happening? Will Lutz, the Broncos defense, Bo Nix, all these guys. And it's not like they're getting picked 3 picks before me. It's like right before it's my pick, they go off the board. I don't get it. I really don't. And had the situation been Sam Darnold was still in Minnesota, I would have definitely got Will Rickards because he is an animal, dude. He's an animal. I don't even know if he missed a field goal last year. I do remember being in like week 15 and he was perfect on the season. And he was the best kicker in the draft coming out of Alabama. He's a rookie. And usually rookie kickers, like, they struggle a little bit till they get their footing and their confidence, but not this dude. This is a really good kicker in Will Rickards, but I don't know. With the new JJ McCarthy, I'm just going to I didn't pick really any Vikings besides his security blanket for when he's in trouble and TJ Hawkinson. So, all right. I mean, that's my team. So my team is full. There's 2 more picks, but I can give it to you now. So Jordan Love, my quarterback. Terry McLaurin, number 1 wide receiver in Washington. Mike Evans, the number 1 wide receiver in Tampa. Christian McCaffrey, when he's at his best, he's the best in the league. Jonathan Taylor, big, over 1,500 all-purpose yards last season, very quietly. TJ Hawkinson, there is going to, remember, he had that injury, so he didn't play a lot last year, but when TJ Hawkinson's healthy, he is top 4 in his position, and I trust the head coach, Kevin O'Connell. He's going to find a way to get TJ Hawkinson open and in space, help out his young quarterback. This was the one Viking I felt confident going with. Xavier Worthy as my flex. Well, for Kansas City, that's all they have. That is it. At the receiver position, that's their whole plan. I mean, go look at the numbers that Marquise Brown and Juju Smith have put up the last 2 years and ask yourself, how could you rely on these guys? Well, they can't. And then everything outside of that is an undrafted receiver you've never heard of. And they got one other guy that the Patriots drafted in, I think, 50th overall. They drafted him like 3 years ago, and he's got like 16 yards in his career. What I'm trying to say is the Chiefs and Minnesota were in the same situation. They had the Jordan Addison suspension, and they were like, shit, we really don't have any other receivers besides JJ. And unlike Minnesota, who brought in Adam Thielen, they were calling Denver for Devon Vele. They were at least trying to fix their situation before the season kicked off. The Chiefs have just been like, well, this is our squad. We're going to ride with them, which is a terrible plan. I mean, there's a reason they finished 15th in points per game the last 2 years in a row. This is not going to work. But the only way that their offense is going to have any success is Xavier Worthy is going to have to ball out. And they're going to have to feed him the ball, and he's going to be their new Tyreek Hill. So that is why Xavier Worthy was a must pick for me. There's only a couple players that I was like, I have to have. And the more I looked at Kansas City's depth chart, the more I realized Xavier Worthy was a must roster. Okay. We got Tyler Bass in the 49ers defense, who reunited with Robert Saleh, who was fired from the Jets head coaching job last year. But then here we go. Travis Hunter. I don't need to tell you about him. Ricky Pearsall. Number 2, Debo's out. Ricky Pearsall got shot, didn't play for a while, came out to Miniman, and he was a really good wide receiver. This year, he is the number 2 wide receiver. You could say it's Jawan Jennings, but he's dealing with some injuries. I think it's Ricky Pearsall, and that's, I mean, he could be so good that he ends up being the number 1. I think he's got that kind of upside. And it's obvious when you watch, Brock Purdy likes throwing him the ball. Dalton Kincaid. I love this because, A, I needed tight end insurance for TJ Hawkinson. And if you've ever drafted Hawkinson, you know that to be true. But also, if TJ Hawkinson, like last year, I felt like Dalton Kincaid could finish as the number 1 tight end in fantasy. It didn't happen, but I still feel like that upside is there. Right? He's only going into his 3rd or 4th year. He's still a really young tight end, and that continuity is starting to really build with Josh Allen. And if Hawkinson's not getting the ball because JJ McCarthy is just struggling, I like that I have a guy like this that I can plug and play, and I'm not screwed at the tight end position. It's not a fun place to be when you're on the waiver wire trying to find a tight end. It's literally the worst place to be. Jayden Reed, like I said, a lot of these guys that I picked, 2023, they wouldn't have been available in 2024 because the last 5 games Jordan Love played in 2023, when Jordan Love flipped that switch and broke out, Jayden Reed was a top 5 wide receiver. So, of course, we went into 2024 going, Jayden Reed is like a must pick in the 3rd, 4th round. I was able to get him way down the board because last year Jordan Love was hurt. It didn't work out for Jayden Reed, and now he falls all the way down the board. It's like 1 year of a sample size of Jayden Reed not being the guy. I don't feel like that's convincing enough for him to be that low. So we capitalized on that value. We got Sampson, Cleveland's running back, because we know that they drafted a running back in the 2nd round. He got arrested for domestic violence. He's been away from the team facility. And Jerome Ford is the only other guy kind of going back and forth for this number 1 spot. But we saw in the final preseason game, the Cleveland Browns had Sampson out with Joe Flacco in the first team offense. So we may have drafted very late in RB1 in Cleveland. And if he gets the job and goes out and does a good job, Cleveland's not going to look back. He's got an opportunity right now to earn it. And plus, it's a very low risk, high reward pick. And then we did Jaylen Wright, who is going to be the RB2 behind Devon Achane. And we know that Jaylen Wright has insane speed. I think he ran a 4.2 something, maybe 4.3, but still the ability to just blow past you. You get him the ball in space. I think he had a game last year where he kind of broke out and showed you what he can be. I think this year Miami will find creative ways to get him the ball. But overall, I like the team. I would have liked to have Bo Nix here over Jordan Love. But I also think Jordan Love was criminally underrated this year. I don't care what the ADP says. I don't care what my draft grade says because they're grading my draft off of their ADP, and their ADP can go to hell, dude. It's awful. I'm not saying they're wrong about everything. Like, sure, you got Jamar Chase right, you got JJ. You're going to get some of them right, but it gets really sloppy when you have Jordan Love right next to Justin Fields. What the fuck are you talking about? Jordan Love next to Justin Fields? How can I even respect that? That is such a terrible analysis. So I feel good about the team. I really do. Mike Evans is getting a little bit older. I would have liked to have a younger wide receiver here, but Mike Evans shouldn't have been on the board when I picked him. So I had to take him. I literally had to. But being able to go Christian McCaffrey and then it come back and go Jonathan Taylor, the running back strategy is normally one that I like because I found that you can hit on a young receiver. I don't know who it's going to be, but Travis Hunter, Ricky Pearsall, or Jayden Reed, one of these guys is going to prove, and I'm not just talking them, but also like with my Xavier Worthy flex, one of those 4 wide receivers is going to prove to be like the best. It might take 3 weeks, but we have some options there. So I'm not worried about wide receiver. Running back, I don't have to worry about. CMC and Jonathan Taylor, they don't have the same bye week. So let's say week 11 comes by. I need a running back to plug and play. That's the vision with Sampson. And by then, at least I'll know if it's Jaylen Wright, because Jaylen Wright has a bye week 12, which doesn't conflict with Jonathan Taylor, and Sampson has a bye week 9, which doesn't conflict with CMC or Taylor. So it's really just like between these two. And that's my plan for my running back bye week, which right now looks like not the best plan, but we'll see. Maybe by week 5, Jaylen Wright is playing a way bigger role in Miami's offense than we could have thought. Looking back, should I have taken one less wide receiver and maybe gotten a higher running back? Maybe. But the waiver wire is a thing, and I've won 2 championships in 4 years, and every single championship I've won, it's because of the additions I've made on the waiver wire. And that's, that's going to be no different this year. So there's still a lot of players that went undrafted, starting with Joe Mixon. I mean, do I drop Samson for Joe Mixon and just hope that an article comes out in a little bit saying, hey, actually, Joe Mixon is going to play in, week 5? Well, I mean, that's kind of a big deal. A guy that led the NFL in touchdowns, I believe, last season, playing week 5, and he not getting drafted at all. But this whole, with Houston being so obtuse about this ankle injury, it feels like a risk when you're dropping Samson. So I don't know. I haven't made up my decision, or made up my mind of what I'm going to do, but hopefully you guys were able to see this in real life. And when you're getting ready to draft, just know, like, sometimes you can get a little arrogant thinking, I can get this guy when it comes back around. Just remember, before you do that, ask yourself, this guy that I'm picking, because I believe I'm going to get this other guy later, if that other guy later isn't picked, would you rather have this guy or that guy? Ask yourself that question, because I had a chance to take Bo Nix, and who did I pick instead? Let's go look. Let's take a look at the team draft results. How do I see? Here we go, round by round. So yeah, here's how it went. So Bucky Irving was the running back I actually wanted, and then he came off the board, so I had to go Jonathan Taylor at 18. Then after that, I went Terry McLaurin, right? Brock Bowers, T. Higgins, Jaden Daniels, Brian Thomas Jr. These guys are coming off the board, and then it comes to me, and I go, okay, I'm going to go Terry McLaurin here. Get myself a respectable wide receiver 1. And then fucking we got Mike Evans, who, look at this. His ADP was 32. And I'm sitting here at 42 with Mike Evans on the board. I'm like, okay, obviously I have to take Mike Evans. Thank you for drafting with Yahoo. Good luck this season. What the hell? I was doing something. I was in the middle of something, you asshole. All right. So, let's see. Okay. So I believe it was Xavier. No, it was Travis Hunter. That's what's killing me. I had already drafted Xavier Worthy, and I said, okay, I'm going to draft Travis Hunter because I believe I'll be able to draft Travis Hunter, and then when it comes back, I'll get Bo Nix. You guys, I drafted Travis Hunter, and it came back to me, and there was one guy picking before me. Well, there was 12 guys, but there was one left, and he took Bo Nix. And I asked myself, how do you feel about that? Like, if you could go back and not have Travis Hunter and have Bo Nix, would you do that? And I was like, yeah. So, yeah, I fucked up. I made a mistake. That's what I'm asking you to do. Just before you draft that guy thinking, oh, I'll be able to get him in the next round, ask yourself, will your team be better off with this guy or that guy? Because Travis Hunter is a bench piece. Bo Nix would have been a top 5 quarterback, and he would have started every single week. Now I'm hoping Jordan Love, but I'm Bo Nix, I was so confident in. And that's my advice after being in a league that's important. The winner gets $2,000. That's my That's my advice. Don't get cocky thinking you're smarter than everybody else you're playing with. All the guys you want, those guys want them too. So, thank you guys. Drop a grade in this. Let me know how you think I did. It's okay if you want to give me an F. I don't really care. Oh, I'm projected to win week 1. I'm favorited, which means nothing at all. He's got Tua. I got Jordan Love. He's got Jamar Chase. That was number 1 overall pick, I bet. I got Terry McLaurin. He's got Jalen Waddle. I got Mike Evans. He's got James Cook. I got Christian McCaffrey. He's got Jalen Warren. I got Jonathan Taylor. He's got Brock Bowers. I got TJ Hawkinson. He's got Stephon Diggs. I got Xavier Worthy. This fucking dude didn't pick a defense. And he took my Broncos defense. So, in the 49ers are playing Seattle week 1. So, I like that. The 49ers own Seattle. So, I'm projected 123 points week 1. Let's see. I want to see the other teams. Do I get a grade? Draft. How are your picks doing? See, I use ESPN. So I don't really know how Yahoo works that well, but I know when you finish Yahoo or ESPN, you get a draft grade. And I was wondering if I got one. Let's look at my bench. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we got a player projected 129 points. Bo Nix. Fucking Bo Nix. Drake London, JSN, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyrone Tracy Jr. Okay. Sorry, but come on. That's your starting running back every week? You kind of fucked up if that's your running back. I'm just calling a spade. Like, that's you're putting your eggs in this basket. I'm not saying he won't be a good running back, but I would hate to be like, I need Tyrone Tracy to be a top 10 running back. Like, I would not like that position. See, Lamar Jackson, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Kelce, Matthew Golden. You're starting Matthew Golden? I would be starting Chris Olave over Matthew Golden week 1. I see where you got Colston Loveland, Matthew Stafford. How does this guy projected 137 points? Justin Jefferson, T-Mac, Devon A-Chan, Alvin Kamara, Njoku, Deebo Samuel. I don't see how this team's like, dude, this guy took, I wanted Deebo and Baker. He took both of them. But still, like, I don't see how this team is like light years better than. And I feel like we're really putting Devon A-Chan on it. And by the way, I'm like the biggest A-Chan fan in the world. All you got to do is go back to my 2023 live stream, or 2024 live stream of the NFL draft, and look at my reaction to Devon A-Chan being drafted, because the Denver Broncos were on the clock. And I was like, here we go, Devon A-Chan, pick him. The Broncos didn't pick him. And with the next pick, the Dolphins picked him. And I lost my mind. I'm a huge fan. I'm just saying, like, we've put him into RB5 territory. I don't know. I'm not there yet. It really has to do with the amount of catches he has. I mean, he had a great year last year, and he caught a shit ton of passes. But he's questionable right now with a calf, which is interesting because guess who's got the backup running back. Your boy. Right here. Jalen Wright. Oh, but he's doubtful too. What the hell's going on? Jalen Wright. Doubtful. Was he projected 5 points? (2024) he had 28 fantasy points. He's supposed to break out this year. Wright's rookie year didn't live up to the expectations, but there is reason for optimism. At just 22 years old and with limited college experience at Tennessee, he still has room to grow. His 4.38, see, I knew he was a 4.3 40, and 210-pound frame hint at both big playability and lead back upside, although his first task will be locking down the number 2 role behind Achane. With Raheem Mostert gone, Wright seemingly only needs to beat out 6th-round pick Ollie Gordon, who is considered a top prospect before struggling late in his career. Wright's skill set seemingly makes him the best candidate to fill in if Achane misses time, but a preseason lower body injury has Wright considered unlikely to play week 1 this season. And Dolphins head coach McDaniels said Wright's leg will not practice. He appears to be trending in the wrong direction to suit up week 1. Whatever. I don't need him to start week 1, but I just like having him there. We'll monitor that week by week, but let me know what you guys think of my team. I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoyed this draft. I hope you learned from my mistakes. I definitely made 3 big mistakes were made in this draft. Should have drafted Bo Nix. I felt like Deebo Samuel was available way too late, and I missed out on him because I drafted and I didn't even realize he was still available. That was mistake number 2. And mistake number 3, I should have taken the Broncos defense early, put myself in a situation where I ended up just having to go with the 49ers defense. But Robert Saleh became a head coach because of how good of a coordinator he was in San Francisco. So I need Robert Saleh to do his thing, get the 49ers right, make the 49ers top 5 defense, and that's where I put my money because I had really no other option. I wanted the Rams defense, and the guy that picked right in front of me took the Rams defense, and I'm like, you went all the way down the board for the Rams defense? I'm like, you're definitely watching this stream. There's no way you're not watching this stream. Like, I don't know how that kept happening to me, but it did. But anyway, I am going straight into a podcast on The Only Football Podcast. Go to YouTube, type in The Only Football Podcast, and you will see that in 10 minutes, I will be live, and we will be doing our AFC West predictions with me and Rick, and I can't wait to see you guys all there, and I'm going to hit the outro. And thank you guys for watching. Give me a draft grade also in the comments. Love you guys. See you in a little